Good evening, Savannah Academy, and all else who are listening in or watching in to this CSS and HTML tutorial. So now we're going to take what we've done so far. If you have not joined us yet, hello, I'm Mr. Holmes Williams. I am a teacher at Savannah Academy, and hopefully you know me because hopefully you're one of my students. But if you're not, welcome. Anyways, corny YouTube intro aside, we have set up a little bit of a HTML and CSS document here. We started out over here with our index.html document. We've created a very simple table. And we put in the text, "Somebody Loves You, Baby." That is a song lyric from Patti LaBelle. Beautiful artist. You should go out and listen to her. And then we use our style.css document to then stylize both of those different elements on our HTML page. And so today's lesson, or this lesson in this series, is all about being able to stylize different aspects of a table, and also introducing the introducing the class and the ID attributes. Div will be next video. So here I'm going to quickly change the title of my sheet from styling text _ styling tables to _class. So we're going to be using the class attribute now to be able to stylize multiple different elements on our HTML page. Okay. So now that that is over, we've got that. We're going to run this quickly, and then we have what we did last time. And so I'm going to give you a scenario, okay? If I go out here and let's say I take this, so I have the P element that has "Somebody Loves You, Baby" in the middle, and I copy this down, and then I paste it. And instead of saying "Somebody Loves You, Baby," I'm going to use another very popular song lyric I love. It's from It's Not Right, But It's Okay. I'm going to make it anyway. By Whitney Houston. So it's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it. Anyways, my typing's a little bit shoddy right now, but y'all get the point. So here, when we run this, what should you expect to happen here? Given all the stuff we've done so far with stylizing and everything, what should happen? I'll give you 5 seconds to decide. Awesome. If you said it should look literally the same thing as our top quote, you were correct. Now, why is this happening? Well, remember that if you look at the "It's Not Right, But It's Okay," it is encased in the same element, the P element, as the "Somebody Loves You, Baby." And if you remember, we went over here to our style.css sheet and we styled simply the P element. What this is saying is anything that is encased in the P element, or with an opening and closing P tag inside of our HTML code, is going to have the following styles. And we did the color, we did the font size, weight, etc. If you need a review over what we did in that first video, please go to, well, the first video. So basically, it's going to look exactly the same because we really haven't differentiated it any more than just the P tags. So there's a couple things you can do here. You can either change this to be a whole different tag. So instead of being a P element, we can make it an H1 element or an H2 element. I'm going to make it H2 so it isn't that big. So here, if we make this H2 and we run this, well, now it looks like an H2 element, or it has the opening and closing H2 tags. And the reason why this hasn't been styled in the same way as the "Somebody Loves You, Baby" is because if you look here, the only thing we styled in our CSS so far is the P element, the table, TR, TH, and TD elements, and that's it. We have not actually stylized anything for the H2 element in this case. And thus, this "It's Not Right, But It's Okay," I'm going to make it anyways. While it is nice, big, and bold in the style of a heading 2, it is not in the same style as what we did before. So that's one way that you can then adjust the styling of different elements. So if I wanted to stylize this, I could just do H2. Again, what this is saying is I want to stylize everything inside of my document with the heading 2. I'm going to open up my brackets, and just to do something simple just to get it out of the way, I'm going to change the color of the text, and let's make it, let's do something different, red. Just throw a red out there. So now it's red, okay? But what if I wanted to keep this to inside of a P element? So if I wanted to make the "It's Not Right, But It's Okay," I'm going to make it anyways, which you are going to make it anyways, I promise you will. What if we want to keep this element a P element? We don't want it to be a bolded heading. We want it to be just a regular little paragraph. How would we then be able to stylize both these elements in their own ways, not just all P elements as a whole? So this is where the class attribute comes in to differentiate these two elements, okay? So here I'm going to show you all how to add an attribute to an element or opening tag. So here, if you go into the opening tag of your P element, in this case, it's somebody loves you, baby. I'm going to put a space between the P and my attribute, and the attribute is called class. So CLASS, and then we're going to do equals, and then we're going to put quotes down. Now, as we learned last year in in HTML, excuse my language, we did see how we would stylize or how we would format attributes. In this case, an attribute is always going to be contained within the starting or beginning tag of an element. So here we have the beginning P tag in this P element, and so we're just going to put it there, and then it always has an equal sign, and then you put quotes around whatever the value of that attribute is. And in this case, what you want to do is you want to name this attribute something unique. Or at least something that you can remember so that you can then stylize it inside of your CSS. So here I'm going to say Patty. Why? Because the artist is Patti LaBelle, and this is a quote from Patti LaBelle. And so I'm going to do the same thing for the It's Not Right, But It's Okay, but instead of the class being named Patty, I'm going to name it something different. And there's a reason why I'm doing that, and you'll find out in quite a couple of minutes, or hopefully a couple seconds. We're going to do Whitney, because Whitney is the artist for that. So we have this top P element, both of them are P elements, but one has the class Patty, one has the class Whitney, and that's going to be important when we stylize them both. So here, the way that you stylize a class is you can do it two ways, okay? If you simply put dot and then the class name, so in this case, I'm going to do dot and I'm going to do Patty. I can now stylize all the elements on my page that have the class Patty. So whether it's a P tag or a P element with class Patty, whether it's the table element with class Patty, whether it's something else with class Patty, anything with the class Patty in it, this will stylize it. So you can see that it's a little bit different than how we would call a tag or element. So since these are already elements in this HTML, you don't need to put anything special. You just put the actual element. Versus here, since this is a class, you always have to put a dot before a class to make it stylizable by CSS. So I'm going to put our brackets here, and let's just do something again simple to this. Let's make it so that anything with the class Patty is going to instead of being up here the color blue violet, we're going to make the color orange. You know, we haven't used orange in a minute. So here we're going to do the value is going to be orange, and the property is going to be color. And again, don't forget your semicolon. We're going to run it, and look what happens. So a couple things we're noticing here. First off, since everything is still inside the P tags, all of the styling that we did not change or update using the Patty class is still there. So the only thing we changed here that has been updated using the Patty class is the color of the text, but everything else has remained the same, and thus these same settings applied. So if I didn't want all this extra stuff to be on here, and if I just wanted the text to be orange, I'd want to take all this out and do something differently. So that's why that is still looking the way it does. So here we can see everything with the class Patty has now been given a orange color. And you can do the same thing for the class Whitney. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to, again, work smarter, not harder. I'm going to copy and paste my code. And then I'm going to, instead of saying dot Patty, I'm going to do dot Whitney. And this color, I'm going to make it, what's another color that's really cool? Ooh, we're going to make it, let's make it purple. No, not purple. Let's do plum. I like that color. So plum, we're going to run it. And it does the same thing. So you can see here, it's still purple, but it's like a lighter, more like a pastel light, pretty purple. Not like a nice dark, deep purple, like my shirt right now. So we can see here, the same thing happened here. Now, what happens when you have two different elements of the same class? So let's go back here. And let's now go to the P tag again, but now let us create another P tag here. I don't have any more quotes, but I am going to say that you all are loved. That's just a quote from me. So I'm going to make the, but the class is still going to be Whitney for this example. But that is a quote from Mr. Holmes Williams, not from Whitney Houston. Although I'm pretty sure somewhere in her discography she said something to this effect: "You all are loved." But for the example, we're going to keep the same class. So in this case, we are going to keep the same class, but we are going to change change it from a P to an H3 tag or H3 element. So here we're going to change that. So now we have a "You are loved" down here in the same color as the "It's not right but it's okay," but it is a different type of element. So up here we have two P elements with "Somebody loves you, baby," and "It's not right but it's okay." And then we have here H3, the H3 element "You are loved," but it has the same class as the "It's not right but it's okay." And you can see that when I'm highlighting it, it highlights both of them at the same time. So what if I only wanted to stylize one part of the Whitney class? Maybe I only want to stylize the H3 tags with the class Whitney, not all of the Whitney tags. Well, this is where a little bit more of that fragmentation comes in within CSS and HTML. So the way that you do that is, instead of wanting to make this H3 tag the same color as the "It's not right but it's okay," I want to make this green, but I don't want to make it so that both of them are green. I just want to make this statement green. Now, of course, what you could do is you could just call out the H3 tag. So you could do H3, and then you could change it to that because it's the only H3 statement on this list. However, the way that you do this with a class is that you just call out the elements that you want to stylize. So in this case, I want to stylize an H3 element. This is what the "You are loved" is coded as, and I want to have it to have the class Whitney. So I'm going to do that. And what this is saying is the only element that I want to be stylized with the following lines of code is the element that is H3 with the class Whitney, which is what our "You are loved" is coded as. It is an H3 element, and it is the class Whitney. So instead of changing every single piece of code inside my document with the class Whitney, I have now only specified an even further segmented subset of the Whitney class. Okay? So here I'm going to do what I said before. I'm going to change the color to, what did I say before? I want to change to green. But not any green. Let's do green yellow because that sounds really fun. And we're going to do, again, don't forget your semicolon, and we're going to run it. And as you can see here, now we have changed this particular code. You can't really see it that well on the white background. I'm going to change the background color really quickly so you can actually see it because it is fading a little bit. So background color, and we're going to make it black. If I can spell black, thank you. You think I know how to spell black, you know, because black. But here we go. So now you can see it better. So you can see here, even though if we go back to our HTML, both the "It's not right but it's okay," I'm going to make it anyways, and the "You are loved" pieces of text on our page, even though they're both in the same class Whitney, I've been able, using this little naming convention, h3.whitney, to only change and only stylize this part of the code. And so if you look at any of the assignments that we do, when I ask you to only change a certain part of a piece of code, when you have multiple versions of that, this is how you would do it. You would just add a different class, and then you call out that element name dot the class name that you gave it, and then that would allow you to then stylize that particular piece of code instead of affecting either all of the P elements or H elements or whatever elements or all of the whatever insert class name here classes. Hopefully that was informative. Hopefully that makes sense. If it does not, please let me know, and I will be sure to help you out any further. But thank you all for allowing me to teach you all and allowing me to do this tutorial for you all. Hopefully you learned something, and I'll catch you on the flip side. And I'm not running out of time. Even though it's coming up in 15 minutes, I'm not kind of rushing out of here. So I appreciate y'all for tuning into these videos, and Mr. HW signing out.